Let's talk about it. Everybody, welcome to the bird section. It's your boy Eugene. Eugene, listen to me. It's your boy Leo, bringing you the word of the day from the bird section. I'm gonna have my up. There he is. There he is, and he is here. My co-host, Eugene Monroe, and this is truly an all bird section review, right,
Oh,
Eugene?
you live
You know what I'm
already,
saying?
baby. I see you.
Yeah, man. Listen, this is what the people wanted, bruh. This is what the people wanted. So we had to, we had to bring it. What up, Joe? What's up, Walker Wade? What's good, Drew? What up, champ? You know what I'm saying? The 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 chat is live. You know what I'm saying? You guys know I had to get Eugene on here. We were discussing. No, you know what? Walker Wade is always welcome here, man. You know I love you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? After we talked yesterday, and Gene, listen, before we get started on everything, right? So I got baked yesterday. I mean, baked. And then I went on the Mark Holmes show, and me and Walker Wade, we got into it. Walker Wade was like, yo, Gene, Walker Wade bet me $500 that the Eagles were not going to win the Super Bowl this year. And all this stuff. I mean, I was like, yo, you know, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I don't need to. You know what I'm saying? So, but he knows it's all love here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Joe Damasi out there in San Francisco. And Gene, he brought some knowledge to what was happening out there in San Fran since he's already in market. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the way that they're talking and stuff like that. And so one of the things that I was telling everybody last week. And listen, for those of you who are already in here, please, Joe, Drew, Wade, everybody hit the like button. Go ahead and continue to comment. And if you haven't already and you're watching this, subscribe. Let's get those numbers up, y'all. We got over 141. We got 141 subscriptions in less than 2 weeks. Let's keep it going. Let's get these numbers up and let's get these likes up. Y'all know what this, you know what it is, right? So listen, thanks, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Deshae Shivers, we're not winning shit until Howie addresses the edge rushing depth. You know what, Deshae? It's I said during the course of the offseason that there was a lot of good on good and a lot of good on bad. And when it comes to the edge rushers, you're talking Nolan Smith, you're talking Moro, Jomo, Uche, a lot of these guys, there's some. I'm always of the opinion these are guys who were not starters but were factors in the Super Bowl, and they're all going into year two along with everybody else in the Vic Fangio defense. So I think that the only thing that at this point, particularly in that area, time is the only thing that's really going to really hit the thank you brother thank you time is the only thing that's really going to cure what we think is a shortcoming of ours. But I will say this though, rest assured, anytime you have a already identified shortcoming anywhere on the Philadelphia Eagles roster, you best better believe it, Howie is on the phone checking the waiver wires, talking to folks, figuring out who we can get, aka look at how we brought in John Michie. The Philadelphia Eagles traded for John Michie yesterday in exchange for the tight end Harrison, and we swapped picks. We swapped them. We gave them our 5th round pick. We got back their 6th round pick. So I'm not really too concerned. And that's to Drew's point. I'm in agreement with Drew. Deshae says how we sandbagging Vic, man. How many more receivers does Hurts need? Calm down with that. Even with the whole John Michie thing, I don't think we're at the end of what this all means. There's something else afoot here. Okay. So we're still in that process. I don't think this is over. I don't know what this is going to lead to. I can only imagine. I'm sure Howie's probably putting together some sort of a package that might include Jahan Dotson. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I do know that, we are already loaded at the wide receiver position. And for him to do this, to make this move, that tells me something else is going on. It hasn't revealed itself. I don't know. Um, and Drew says the shade not true. The Eagles were middle of the pack in sacks last year and still had the number one defense. But I hear your concerns. I'm with you on that too, Drew. And so there's some things, even in the last preseason game, Eugene, there was a lot of bad in terms of from the threes, the twos and the threes last in that last game in terms of the offense as a whole. They only accumulated 88 total yards of offense, and but there were some highlights. There were some guys that made their way. I think we found our cornerback too, Jacorian Bennett, the kid that Howie brought in a week and a half ago. He made a case, and there's another rookie that was like no one's really heard of, Matt McWilliams. He's pushing the envelope. He's making a case for himself too. So it's looking like they may end up. Oh, and Eugene, the rookie we took, Andrew Makuba in the second round, pick six and a fumble recovery. So those were already identified shortcomings that we had going into the second game of the preseason,
Yeah.
and these guys are stepping up. There's a lot of guys who still have work to do. You know, there was some of the guys, the offensive line. I was looking to see some of these guys get a good push. Tyler Steen had a good day. He had a good day, with the reps he's seen. So it looks like he might fit just well in place of Landon Dickerson, who's coming off of that meniscus repair work that they did. And they also are trying Cooper DeJean at the outside cornerback position as well. So a lot of mixing and matching, but I'm at this point I'm not really all that. I'm not overly concerned. You know what I'm saying? I'm noting it all, but I'm not overly concerned, particularly since we haven't even played the last preseason game and everybody is still working their way around. So we'll see. And there's still some things that need to pop out. Now, I was telling Eugene about my experiences on the Mark Holmes podcast yesterday, and how, everybody was going in on me and whatnot. And we were talking about, like how the Cowboys looked in their game and whatnot. And it wasn't looking too good, but they noted that Tyler Booker, your guy, Eugene, as one of the bright spots of the game, you know what I'm saying? And they really think that, he's going to be the next Hall of Famer offensive lineman to come out of Dallas, the way they talk, you know what I'm saying? So you've been looking at the film, you know what I'm saying?
I've been
And
peeking at it, just
yeah, just
peeking.
a
I'm
little
not
bit.
spending
Yeah.
too much time on Cowboys off preseason footage, but just a glimpse, enough to
Okay.
see my guy. Right, I
Right, right.
did meet him when he was in college and spent a little bit of time with him, and he's a good athlete as a big fella. So I was
Mhm.
eager to watch him play a little bit.
And preliminarily, what do you think? What are you thinking about? What do you
Oh,
see?
kids got tools to work with for sure.
Really?
Now for them to go saying he's next Hall of Famer and stuff like that, I mean, I didn't see anything jump out on film that would denote that, but I do see
Mhm.
some talent here, some ability here. Some good traits of recoverability here based on some stuff that happened in the game too. But I think it's far too soon to go. I mean, look, some of those
Mhm.
Cowboys greats, man, like you're borderline disrespectful saying stuff like that. You got to
Oh
give them a
man.
chance. You got to give them some time to play ball. But what I saw, solid starting potential for sure.
Yeah. Now listen, real quick. Drew says how he's cooking up something and how he trusts. Dana Scott says, "Good evening, Leo." Um, and chat and Chris Dooley says, Mr. Monroe, I have seen Eugene play live several times at UVA in Charlottesville. Dude was a wall and an anchor on that line. Do you still talk to Ogletree?
That's my guy. Matter of fact, the dude who's been tattooing Ogletree is a great artist, and he did the artwork for us for our Hall of Fame business showcase.
Oh,
Yeah. So all those big posters you saw before,
yeah, yeah.
he did that work.
No
So
way.
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Damn, bro. See,
Small world.
you know what? I was just about to say something to that effect because I will say this, like especially, working with you and getting to attend certain things or just being around people. It's crazy to me the degrees of separation between you and the rest of the guys whom we talking about. It's less than two a lot of times, and so can you? I just wanted to point that out. But tell us what you think about your boy Tyler. Tell me what you see.
So I don't know if you're able to see this on
Yeah,
my
we can. Yeah,
screen
we can see it.
here. But I'm gonna show some positive stuff here, and right here, a play like this, he's giving ground grudgingly, right? This one-on-one
Mhm.
matchup, the guy decides he can't really get around him, so he just tries to power down the middle. And Tyler does a great job getting his feet set, getting his hands on first, and he shot them inside first, so he was in great position. And then when he lost leverage, you see him drop the hand to replace it, getting underneath and regain that inside position. Look, you see the defender grabs his wrist
Right.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, stuff like that, you can work with that all day long.
So his
So,
ability to
this is what
recover
I
from that
expected.
grab him.
I mean, I knew he was capable, and seeing it show up on film is, I mean, look, they don't have a guy that they got to worry about. You know what I mean? They can
Mm.
be confident that this dude is going to continue to develop and put in work. I will say it's too early to be talking about the next Hall of Famer, right? He's got a lot of football to play and a lot of beasts to line up against.
Mm.
Before we start claiming that.
You
Like
want to
his
see some
week
more
one
live
matchup
fire.
versus Philly is going to be a real test. And honestly, I love it because that's kind of a trial by fire, and
Right.
that's the way I got introduced to the league. My very first game was against the White Freeney, Robert Mathis. So,
God damn.
he's got that caliber of
God
interior D
damn.
lineman coming to town,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. God
Yeah.
damn. Shout out to the Eagles Collective Podcast. What's good, fellas? How y'all doing, man? You know what I'm saying? I got my friend here, Eugene, Monroe, talking, film on some of the things that we've seen coming out of the Cowboys last preseason game, talking about their pick Tyler Booker and what all Eugene thinks of basically the film and stuff like that. So that was the good, Eugene. Why don't you go ahead and give us what the bad is that you've noticed?
Honestly, there's not much bad,
There you
and
go.
really the things that I saw that weren't so great, issues that they're probably already ironed out in meetings and in practice by now.
Right, right. All coachable things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this
I've
play here, this let's get this going. Damn. Clearly outside zone, trying to get some stretch on the field so the back can pick his hole, make his cut on the read, right? But look what
Mhm.
happens here. You see Tyler with that
Yeah.
leakage, right? He didn't secure that guy. His backside hand was pretty weak on him, so he was able to shed this block, and this guy gets in and makes the play, right?
Right,
Um, all coachable things, right? He didn't get physically dominated, right? He
right, right,
just,
right,
his
right.
footwork wasn't tight. He didn't control that backside hand, and as a result, the defender was able to shed and get in on the play.
Mm-hmm.
But you see some other times him completely stabilizing this same defender, this same guy getting nowhere, but he let him get a little something right there, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
something that can be fixed
Yeah,
easily.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
and and again, like this was, Eugene, what's interesting is that this was his first game getting action, the second preseason game. You know what I'm saying? And so to your point, if there's going to be, if this is what you saw the very first time he stepped on the field during live fire exercise, then you know what? Not a bad showing, right?
No, he
You know,
ready.
yeah. Now again, this is, Dallas's twos against Baltimore's threes, I think, or twos or threes, and the different line combinations that's going to take place, throughout the course of the season, at some point or another, he may end up on the field sooner than rather than later. You know what I'm saying? And
So
to
he's
your
not
point,
currently a starter.
no,
Got it.
no, but I think he is now. I think he will be, what I'm saying, after this showing, what I'm saying. Now, do they put it all together? That's a different story because
See this
regardless,
here? I don't know if you can see this,
yeah, we
but
can still see it.
you know, he just has to get a little bit of patience on these games, right? He overcommits to the inside defender
Mm,
right here
mm-hmm.
and gives up this outside leverage. And when you watch, I mean, he should have been called for holding here. I don't know that he was. He kind of saved the day holding this guy up, but he definitely overcommitted his footwork to the inside, not being patient. And, we certainly don't want to see that. But look, he did whatever it took to keep the man off his quarterback. So,
Mm-hmm.
I give him credit for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh,
This was it was good to see him get dirty out here.
Now, uh, the Eagles Collective podcast says Booker was a good piece added to the Dallas O line. I would agree with you on that. Julius Kurt says, I usually don't get overconfident on Eagles Cowboy. I am going to alternate the Eagles um, money line 13 and a half plus 250 on Thursday, just like I did in Super Bowl 59. Eagles alternate money line was 13 and a half plus 450. So, okay, I respect that, Julius. You know what I'm saying? I respect that and I get it. It's one of the things I was trying to tell folks yesterday on the call-in show was that, like, listen, the Eagles ranked 29th in the NFL listen to me, 29th. The Eagles ranked fourth in the NFL for the number of line combinations. We had 29 different line combinations throughout the course of last season. Okay. And with all those different line combinations, we still were able to produce a 2,000-yard running back and a 1,000-yard wide receiver. And so to me, that's a testament to the players buying into what's happening with Jeff Stoutland and his ability to coach these guys up and get them ready and that whole next man up mentality thing.
I
You
mean, you
know,
look at this play here, he stretches this defender a good 15 yards, off his spot on the line of scrimmage, and the back slips right up off his block. So, while you can
mm,
point out the knick-knack stuff, this kid's getting the job done for
yeah,
sure.
and mind you, this is his first piece of action. You know what I'm saying? So now here's the thing: will they have a? Oh wait a minute. Drew says questions for Eugene. If Dallas is a pass first team, how much will that affect Booker in his adjustments to playing guard?
Look at him right here. I mean, it'd be even easier, right? Having the feet of a tackle playing on the inside, but the body of a big man, as a guard, he's well equipped to be very successful at this spot. And I mean, he's shown it. Look, just he doesn't look like he's struggling at all to keep this guy from bull rushing him.
Right,
I like what I see with this kid, straight up. Like, I don't
right,
know who's starting over him. I don't know Dallas's roster. But if this is the next man up, they got some great depth.
yeah. Well, no, 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 no. They've got a lot. They have a lot more question marks with their ones on both
Hmm.
sides of the ball than we do team wide. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? And
Well, I
I
wasn't
think,
comparing them to the Eagles. I was just speaking about the Cowboys themselves.
yeah, yeah, no, no. I'm saying numbers wise, number of
Okay.
question marks. You know what I'm saying? They got more question marks than we do. And when they're evaluating, like right now, the way they're evaluating to it's not just depth for them, but they're looking to plug and play guys on the ones. You know what I'm saying? They've got a lot of they've got they can't run they can't run the ball, bro.
Well, they can
And
run
they
the ball.
can't stop
They
the run.
watching this. I mean, if they do this, they're going to get some ground here.
Right. So
We'll
it's
take
a
that. We'll take 5 all day.
god damn this thing looks good. Okay, you was right, bro. All right. I'm just I'm just staring at this thing and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Think I can get crispier, but damn, I sure did. And I love it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Again, y'all, if you haven't already, please hook your boys up. Hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. We need to get these likes up. Y'all already know what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Here's
Again,
another real patient set from him.
yeah,
The
yeah,
ball's out, right? But, he did his job.
yeah. This
Gives
is
the center all the help he can, make sure he's secure in that gap, and then just patiently wait on the linebacker to come through.
glad you're back, Joe. This is
Or
Eugene
safety,
giving his
little
take
guy.
on Tyler Booker, so you might want to pay attention to this.
Yeah, I like what I see, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Joe Dabassi says Booker played very well. He's coming for the top dog, Drew.
He
Got to
played
respect
good. I don't know that I called this very well, but he played good. Like, hold on, I got a clip here on this double team where it's really his turn to distribute the defender to his center who he's doubling with, and he kind of struggles to do that here. He doesn't get his pads low enough. He doesn't get under that shoulder to really press him onto the guard.
you
So
got to
you
move
see
him
him kind of
laterally over to the from the guard to the center. Is what you're saying?
yeah, yeah, they have this double team right at the
Right.
point, and Tyler's way up high. Even look at his numbers here. His numbers are higher than the center's numbers and up and flat, so you can tell he's not really getting anything on that defender, kind of leaving the guard on his own to manage that guy, and then he gingerly just gets off and gets up to the next level. And really, he could have been more patient, committing more to that defender on the line
Mm.
before getting up to that backer. But you know, that stuff he'll learn over time.
Now, I asked you this before, and I thought about it. Like, do you have a count in your head once the ball is snapped? One, two, three, and then by certain numbers, you should be somewhere, or this should have happened.
No, so you
Mm,
what you understand, the language of the play call gives you a number of keys. It gives you formation, it gives you motion, which will help you determine, defensive position, coverage,
mm,
potential blitzes. But what you also get usually is the quarterback's depth, either his positioning, receiving the ball, or how many steps he's going to drop back.
mm,
So you can understand how you're going to get a rush based on that information. So there's definitely clues for the offensive line when that play call comes in. All right, I can expect the quarterback to be here, there, but you don't let your play clock go off, right? Because
mm.
you never know what can happen. So it allows you to at least get an understanding of where the quarterback's going to be, where that defender is set in the depth of his rush.
Right.
But then you just got to play ball from there. So you can't let that timer go off.
Now, I remember, and listening to you say this, it helps me remember times where I've, had conversations with you like this and been a bit frustrated because I'm the only one having the conversation with you like this and hearing this perspective.
Mhm.
But could you talk about the importance, particularly from an offensive lineman's perspective, of why it's so important to know what everybody is doing? You know what I'm saying? Like you always told me I knew what I was doing. I knew what everybody on the line was doing. I knew what the wide receivers was doing. I knew what everybody was doing from their
You
footwork.
really have to. You have to know the whole picture. You have to
Mm,
understand the concepts. You have to understand what your coordinator's trying to get the defense to do. And quite frankly, when you understand those things, it makes your job as an offensive lineman easier because you can expect everything. You know what the defense is going to show you. And quite frankly, you've seen it enough on film. And especially as the year goes on and those defensive schemes start to set patterns and you can predict what they're going to do based on what you show them. Because you are who you are on film. I don't care how sexy the defensive coordinator thinks he can disguise his game. Like we're going to see it on offense, especially up front first.
right,
So,
right.
and yeah, and when you're at the tackle position, you're usually communicating it along with the center who can see the field, but you have a different vantage point, and you also have to communicate
Right.
with your tight end right next to you too if he's there. So, yeah, just like understanding those schemes, understanding where everyone's supposed to be,
Yeah.
understanding the back read, for example, is critical because you understand how important your block is.
Oh, okay.
And
So
what
you
you have, yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
So because I'm thinking about you just said, my first game I had to play Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm going, so Jesus, that means that even though you know what everybody's going to do, depending on who you lining up, that's going to alter the way you have to go about trying to get to where you want to do.
Like if you see this play here, Tyler just needs a little bit more patience
Mm,
on the first man in the double team, right? He doesn't give his center much here and then creeps up to the backer. Well, that backer's not even coming to the point of attack yet, right? He's just chilling, trying to read the back in the backfield. So he could have put a lot more into this double team. Um,
Mm,
and ultimately that defender made the play, right?
right.
So that's what I see here. Some
Okay.
people, I don't know the audio on here, but whoever's running this is giving Tyler a lot of credit for making a double team block here. But what I see is an undercommitment to the most important defender, right? The man on the line of scrimmage. They could have blown him off the ball. The backer wouldn't have mattered, but that guy ended up making the play.
And that was because they were a little timid in how they were going to get the guy off the ball.
Well, Tyler didn't commit to the double team,
Okay.
right? He didn't put any look, he didn't give him any shoulder, nothing. He just kind of took his step to that gap with his eyes on the defender the whole time, as they should be. That part's good, right? He recognizes his assignment, but he should have committed a bit more. What is that, number 69 there? On the center? Yeah, he should have committed just a bit more to that block.
Okay. Real quick, Dana, Joe Damassi says, I see good analysis, Eugene. Dana Scott says, Jason Kelsey did a great job of knowing what everyone was doing, but I'm biased because our O-line usually does well. Thank you for that, Dana. And what's interesting,
Jason Kelsey's not playing anymore.
right, I was about to say, what's interesting is that when Jason Kelsey left and when he retired, the calling out of the protections and everything like that actually landed onto Jalen Hurts. So since last year, Jalen Hurts has been calling out the protections, which was new because it was always Jason Kelsey, but now that he's not there, Jalen Hurts wanted to make sure he learned how to call out the protections and stuff like that. So
And he should be able to, right? He's got to
yeah,
know
that's
where his
exactly
protection's coming from. So it's easy enough for him to do that. But you do want your offensive line captaining those protections because they're the ones responsible for executing, right? So they should see it, they should know it, they should be able to read the defense just like the quarterback.
right. And so, do you think at this point, I'm leaning back on over to the Eagles for a minute. Do you think at this point, the going? I told you about the comments that Peyton Manning had to say about Jalen, and you seeing this steadily progression and everything like that. As an old lineman, you know what I'm saying, knowing having a sort of kind of like a a feel for how your quarterback approaches his game. What does that do for your confidence level in terms of knowing at least knowing this guy behind you knows who you're protecting, knows exactly what they're doing.
I mean, to be honest, it's standard fare, and I would expect no less, right? So I might seem like a raving review, like, dog, you better know where we're protecting you from. And quite frankly, the quarterback is in the protection meeting every time. So everyone's on the same page. And at the same time, while the offensive line is setting the protection, they better know where their quarterback is expected to set up and what might affect that setup as well. And that's why they meet together. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. This is I've always, because I'm telling answer me this. And I know this is, I know a little bit of the hot sauce is going to be because you're a Raven and everything like that. But my what do you, in your opinion, what do you think makes Jeff Stoutland a good offensive line coach? What is it that makes him so good?
To be
Or
honest,
is he
Leo,
good in your opinion?
to be honest, I really can't give opinion on that because I didn't spend any time with him. But I do know he's coached some great offensive lines. And right now, with the talent that he has on his offensive line, it'd be hard not to shine. But paired with a good coach, I mean, we see the product of that past few years with your team. So, like I told you, man, as long as the Eagles' offensive line is rocking how they are, it's gonna be hard to beat. It's gonna be hard to beat.
You know what though, Eugene? Like I always go back to we had when he got there, right? When Jeff Stoutland got to the Philadelphia Eagles, it wasn't like a big fanfare thing. It wasn't like we knew it, like they didn't announce it. It wasn't a whole lot to it like it was when Howard Mudd came to the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Everyone knew because Howard Mudd was the offensive line coach during the Peyton Manning years in Indianapolis, and he was like one of those old school type of guys or what have you. But we our O lines historically, even under Jeff Stoutland, were good, but it was the Jordan Mailata experiment that really cemented it for me with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because to be able to take a guy who was, a rugby player and didn't really play football like that until this opportunity, the
Have you seen
international.
him play rugby? Have you? I mean, look,
Yeah,
with that film and his
yeah.
size, bro, put him anywhere, plug him anywhere on the O line. Just watch him work like that. That dude's a special talent. I love watching him play.
That's why I
Yeah.
was. Yeah. So
And
talk
like, and just here, I
about it.
got this
Yeah.
clip going here. I don't know if your viewers can see it, but
Yep, they can.
you know what I see here is that this Dallas front needs to do a bit more work on timing on games, on these TEs, on these, tackle and switches. There's just a timing and patience thing that looks a little bit off to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the reason why like they get any pressure here. This tackle set doesn't help either because he's setting at an angle. If he would have got up the field with a little more vertical push, he would have been in better position, not letting himself get picked as bad as he did here. He steps back into the
Right,
block pretty strong, but
right,
this could have been done a lot smoother in my opinion.
right.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
fixable all coaching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Look, it's
Cleaned
still
up
training
before
camp.
week one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, it seems to me, and again, this is just, me relying on the older eyes who know this game and has played it at this level is saying, it's all sound to me. And this again, I'm happy you guys are oh wait a minute. Deshae Shaver says that Mailata struggles against speed rushers. You know,
Struggles in what way? First of all, everyone he plays against is the best athlete on the field, and they get paid too. I see very differently. I don't see him struggling against speed rushers. I see him blanking those dudes out most of the time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is though? I think it's because Jordan Mailata doesn't shy away from
Wasn't
giving.
he the highest graded offensive lineman in the
Yeah,
league
that's all.
last year?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
don't you don't get
yeah.
those type of
Deshae, yeah,
grades getting beat by speed rushers. That's
yeah.
just not
But you
a
know what
good
it is though,
assessment
Eugene? Jordan's not shy about expressing his affinity for his competition.
for sure.
Saying like when you listen to the way he was talking about Miles Garrett, and appreciating going against him because he's like 1 minute he was there and the next minute he was like, oh shit, wait a minute, he's over there, what the
Well, that's
hell?
how I felt about
Yeah.
Freeney the first time I played against him. I call him a magician, dog. He was just disappearing on me with that spin move.
Really?
Oh man. I went back and watched that film. It is not pretty.
Listen, I'm only laughing because you was texting me when you were watching that film and the shit that you were saying. You also sent me the picture and everything too. So we're not gonna talk about that, and that's never gonna
Yeah, I
come.
mean, there were some
But
battles. He won the majority of that day, but over the about 9 times I played against him, I did well. I
yeah,
did well.
yeah,
Not that first game.
yeah. Joe Damasi says, Cowboys tackles scare me. The interior offensive line will be good. So he thinks the tackles are question mark, you know what I'm saying? And he has confidence in the interior line. So okay, you know, but again, you know what I'm saying? Uh, are you guys where are you guys at on running back? You know what I'm saying? Because isn't Jadon Blue nicked up? You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, didn't you guys struggle with running the ball during the joint practices, stuff like that? And listen, I'm asking these questions not because I'm trolling. I'm asking like for real. Weren't these some of the? Am I on point with some of what I perceive to be question marks about our week one opponent at this stage of just training camp? Because again, this was just your twos. You know what I'm saying? So Your twos and your threes. Oh, that's the problem. Oh, okay. My bad, Joe. Now I get okay. All right. Sorry about that, Joe. All right. Yeah, that's what he's talking about, Eugene. That those are his issues. You know what I'm saying? I get it. He's you actually got a point. And that's what we're talking about. I knew you guys as of late, they went to start Javonte Williams. He just hasn't been healthy as of late, but did start out good for Denver. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy they brought over, when I think Javonte Williams is a bring over from Denver, I think. I don't know, like listen, right now, again, Eugene, this is the second week. This is you're in the week after the second preseason game, going into the third, ramping up for the third. What's happening? What's happening in training camp? What's the mindset of the coaches and the players at this stage?
Um, you're getting close at this point. Aren't there just 3 preseason games now?
Yep, there's only one more
Yeah,
left.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
you're getting close to fielding the team. You're probably seeing a lot of turnover in that
Mhm.
locker room. Guys that didn't make it are probably out the door as the team dwindles down. And then, the guys that are going to be your depth, it's time for them to shine, right? It's time for them to prove that they can be on the squad. So, practice is still heated, right? We still got game one to get ready for. And in terms of like your two teams, like starting out with a division rival with this kind of history, bro, it's probably hot.
Is 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 there is there a feel for from this point on? We're just practicing for we're getting our minds right and getting ready for week one, as opposed to just trying to make it through training camp. At least for the guys that know they're going to be on the team.
Well, there's only so much game planning you're gonna do, if any, for the preseason games.
No, no, I'm talking about week one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, that's what I mean. I don't think anyone's skipping ahead to week one because you have to handle whatever's in front of you. But it's getting close to that calendar date, man. So I know they're probably starting to talk about the Eagles a little. And now you have footage of your opponent that's fresh that you can start reviewing for that week one game. Although you're not seeing everything that offense or defense is going to be,
Mhm.
you get to see bits and pieces, especially of the new guys who you haven't seen played under those schemes.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, the Eagles Collective podcast says I'm curious on how Vic Fangio is going to use Jahad Campbell. Watching him the last two preseason games, he's going to be everywhere on the field. What up, Retro? Again, what up, Retro? What up? And what up, Chris? Yeah. So, anywho, you're absolutely right. If, Eugene hasn't really seen any a whole lot of film on Jahad Campbell, but it's not just Jahad Campbell.
Knowing he's a Jersey guy, though, I'm gonna have to look into this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's from
Yeah,
South Jersey, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying. But there's also Shmael Munden and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Shit, you know what I'm saying. Like they have been Eugene, I think we're like five deep on the line in the linebacker room. You know what I'm saying? And Zach Bond is just now starting to come work his way back from back on in practicing from back tightness and stuff that he was experiencing. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So, I'm sort of kind of curious what this Vic Fangio defense is going to look like. I mean, last year, I said, we broke the record. Vic Fangio brought us from we were ranked 26 at the beginning of the season to number one, and no team in the history of the NFL has had a bigger jump from rankings. Now that was all in the first year of the Vic Fangio, experiment with the defense. You know what I'm saying? We're all going into the second year now. Eugene, we lost 7 defensive starters last year. Okay, we lost 7 defensive starters. Now here's the thing: we had a shit ton of 2 and 3 year olds on the team, 1, 2, and 3 year olds on the team, and I'm talking about in terms of years. And so for the for those guys, For all those other guys that are here this year, that were here last year, this is just year two for them. Aren't they still learning
You know, most of the Ravens are back.
on defense
Hmm.
with Jair?
I'm saying
Added,
most of the Ravens are back.
yeah, and y'all added Jair.
Hmm. I meant what I said with that message. We'll see y'all there.
All right, so wait a minute. Eagles podcast says, please check his film, Eugene. You give great insight. I think they're talking about Jihad Campbell.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
I'm
what
gonna
I'm saying?
check
Yeah,
him out.
yeah, you're gonna enjoy it.
Nah, he's a Jersey guy, bro. I got a
Yeah,
rep. I gotta check
yeah,
him out.
yeah. The youngin is he on one for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a he's a big play big games, get big prizes type of person. You know what I'm saying? He one of them. They had to tell his ass to calm the fuck down a couple of times during camp. You know what I'm saying? So there you have it. You know what I mean? But Jeremiah Trotter, you can definitely tell he is just like his daddy in terms of having been, like he's been taking his daddy's notes plus what he's learning from his coaches and applying it. He's very, very smart, and then of course, these things I'm saying to you, Eugene, makes it even easier for me to be like, hey, N'Kobe, when you're 100%, come on back when you're ready. You know what I'm saying? And he looks like he's ahead of schedule, but it's not like we have to rush him back. And to be honest with you, Eugene, I think that this might be N'Kobe Dean's last year with the team if he doesn't get a better offer somewhere,
Yeah.
because his problem has been an inability to stay healthy since his
Mhm.
rookie year. So we'll see. And then but those linebackers are great, man. And we brought back Matt Pryor. He's back on the team on the O line, and then Tyler Steen moved in the place of Lander Dickerson.
Man, this dude Campbell's got a motor. I just watched the play versus the Bengals. He
Yeah,
ran in
yeah.
the backfield and got cut by the running back, and he just jumps right over him, hops up and tries to bat the ball down. He doesn't make, any impact on the play, but this dude's all over the field.
There you go, Eagles podcast. You got it. There you go. E Money, what's happening? What's going on? Go Birds. You know what I'm saying? Again, guys, listen, I'm gonna keep telling y'all, if you haven't already while you're here, please hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't subscribed yet, I need y'all to do that too. You know what I'm saying? We got to get these numbers up. I got to get them going, y'all. And listen, this is not the last time Eugene, as you can see by his display picture, he's a part of the bird section, right? He's going to be here again, just like with my man GB Dunn, who was here over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a regular thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, Eugene, I can't thank you enough for doing this. Especially, you know what? Right now, let me thank you for making me look crispy, dog. You got me looking real crispy right now.
You
Thank
just needed a
you.
small upgrade,
Yeah,
man. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? You making me feel I feel loved right now. Now, real quick, because I want to make sure I'm clear on this. Thank you, Retro. I want to make sure I'm clear on it. What's up, Mikey? What's good, dog? um, could you please give everyone your initial assessment on who you think is going to be in the Super Bowl? Not who's going to win, but who's going to be in the Super Bowl? What kind of Super Bowl you calling?
The bird section type of bowl at this point, right? But I will say both birds have quite the heavy task week
Yes, we do.
one.
Lord
Week
have
one.
mercy.
Because regardless of what you think about who
Uh,
Dallas is today, who may or may not be practicing, who hasn't been signed, that is an in-season rival and in conference rival. And those games, I mean, they always go one way or the other.
who y'all got week
And
one?
we got to go to Buffalo, right? We got Josh Allen in the gang.
Week one?
Week one.
Ooh,
That's
ooh,
what you want, man. That's the ball you
ooh,
want to play. Give us
ooh,
them games every week, man.
ooh.
Let us
Week
scrap
one.
every week. That's what we want.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nobody's gonna be in church on Sunday.
Pastor cutting it short for sure. It'll be 30 minutes in and out.
I'm gonna have to tell the men's ministry. This is when y'all lose, Brother Bridgewater. I'm sorry. The soup kitchen is on a different day. uh-uh. Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Yeah, at the oh well, luckily our game's at night, so
Uh-huh.
I think we'll be comfortable in the church.
Dana Scott says, I love a good show with folks who know ball. Yes, I'm a football girly, and it's always fly, Eagles flies. Dana, listen, girl, let me tell you something, right? Let me say this to you because I love that energy you got, right? And I want you to maintain that energy because this is the bird section, right? And in the bird section, all are welcome. Okay, all. We don't want a peanut gallery of just Eagles fans and Ravens fans. No, we want everybody. So when you come here, you damn right, you can talk your shit. Talk it. Okay, girl. I respect it. And I wouldn't care if you was from another fan base, because I respect you even more. You know what I'm saying? That's what the thing is. But understand something. It's not just going to be just some straight banter. It's going to be somewhat of an intellectual type of conversation with data. You know what I'm saying? I this is how where if you really want to know where some of the ingredients to Leo shit talking comes from and how I have to constantly sharpen my sword, or take my blade out and go against that leather strap or whatever, it's from talking to him. That's really what it boils down to. It's from talking to him. You hear how he is and everything like that. He's all fine and everything like that. But Eugene could tell you, we've had arguments. Have we not? You know what I'm saying? Have we
Tooth
not
and
had
nail,
arguments?
tooth and
Huh?
nail, tooth and nail.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, this is me. I've never played football. This is me arguing with him. He's played it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be looking at, everybody else, and I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
y'all
but if you love the game, man, if you've been a student of the game, some of the best coaches haven't seen the field in the league, but you don't need to be a player to have good perspective and be able to read this stuff.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dana, you'll be in. No, you won't. Our game's on Thursday. We play on a
Wait,
Thursday.
Thursday
Yeah,
night?
yeah, it's the first game, September 4th.
Let's
Yeah, we kick it
go.
all off. Yep. We play Thursday night and immediately go into
You're
a
gonna do a
week
live
bye.
stream?
Well, here's the interesting thing because I have you on now, and this is the first time I get to say this to you live. But it turns out, bro, we got an invite, me and you. We have an invite to go watch the first game at Mark Holmes's place because he
Oh,
lives in the DMV. He'll be in the DMV at his house down there close to you. So,
oh, interesting.
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to tap my schedule. We'll see.
And listen, we're talking about from the original basement where
Hmm.
brother screwed us. He's going to be not at the red brick house. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be at his home. You know what I'm saying? So I told him, I was like, I said, next time I talk to you, Jim, I'm going to see. Because, we were talking about trying to meet up for tailgate, and I'm just
Ooh,
like,
that's bold, Mark.
inviting us. So I know and listen, he's gonna have some other people there who are a couple of Eagles fans. I think he said he's got some family members and stuff like that. So I'm sure he's going. He's probably gonna fire it up on the grill or something like that. I know how you are when it comes to the damn steaks and shit like that. So I was like, yo, let me talk to Eugene. I bet you Eugene probably be down with that. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Because I told him, I was like, yo, if we come, it's going to be on, right? So listen, you know what? To the chat, everybody in the chat right now, again, hit that like and subscribe button. But tell me something. What do you guys think? You think me and Eugene should go to Mark Holmes' house and watch week one?
Uh,
Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles?
I don't know if
With
Mark
it.
should have extended that invite. He wants to take a loss like that week one.
Oh, bro,
Oof.
listen, listen, Eugene. You don't understand how deep it's gotten for him with this, right? My man said, this is how we got on it. My man said, I swear to God, Leo, if y'all lose, he said, if you lose, I will get in my car and drive the 3.5 hours it takes to get from my house to your house in Trenton, just to and knock on your door and talk shit. And
Mm,
I was like, oh,
mm.
like that? Oh,
Yeah.
listen, they want nothing more. Do you understand what a win for them against us would mean for them? What it would do for them, for their psyche? They need this game. Okay. They need this game. Dana says, I feel welcome. I'm so glad you do, girl. Uh uh
I don't know if they need it as bad as Jalen wants it.
that's
I'm just leave it at that. That's y'all fight. I'm gonna let y'all fight it out, but I already know how that one's gonna go.
oh, bruh. Listen, I asked some questions just to set them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, especially when Jerry says something dumb or does something stupid or something detrimental to the team, I'm always like, so where's your confidence level at now? Mind you, we're the defending Super Bowl champions on banner night. We're returning 10 of 11 offensive starters. Huh? How you feeling? You still feeling, oh, we're gonna kick your ass, Leo. I was like, uh, the Shaver says, you live in Trenton? Man, what a dump. And I grew up in Jersey City and North. Laugh out loud. Too bad, because nothing happens in your city or any other city without a decision made in Trenton. So this dump that you're talking about, yeah, better put a little respect on it, man. Not a knob gets twisted or button gets pushed in North Jersey City without a decision being made right here. Oh, and just so you know, no Trenton, no United States. That's a fact. Most people don't realize when Washington crossed the Delaware, he hopped his ass out right here and went down right here. So put a little respect on that. That's all I got to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Now, that being said, um, Deshay says, no, Dana says the video goes down in history. The brother screwed us. Hilarious. Yup, it does. Deshay says their starting secondary is cornerbacks Clampion, Coop, and Nickel is Mac, safeties Makuba and Reed. Yep. What game we look like Jerry's dirty diaper? I'm sure you will get the win. I would run Barkley down, Mozzie Smith all night. He stinks. Go that would be entertaining. Yeah, so yeah, if they were to win. Man, you live in Alabama, bruh. The dude that was throwing shade at Trenton lives in Alabama. Okay, okay. Um uh Eagles Collective Podcast says if we lose the first game, it will be a good move for them, but we tend to start off slow, especially the defense. Listen, Eagles Collective Podcast. Let
Mm.
me let me say this, bro. I agree with you. Here's the problem, right? This is the problem. It's a lose-lose situation for the Philadelphia Eagles, week one. You know what I'm saying? If we win and blow them out, we were supposed to do that. If we win and we barely win, like by 3 or 1, then there's chink in the armor and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? If we lose, you know what I'm saying, then it's all hell is going to break loose and we're never going to win the Super Bowl. We're not going to win the Super Bowl. That's how no matter which way you go about it, it's a lose-lose situation for us. Now, here's the thing. As far as the Cowboys are concerned, we lost to the Cow. It's no big deal. It's the Cowboys. It's no big deal. Okay. If we lose to the Cowboys, so you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not like don't worry about them. You know what I'm saying? Even if we lost, so what? You saw how we started off the beginning of the season last year. You know what I'm saying? No, okay. All I want is health because at the end of the day, the season's going to come down to health, and that's all I care about. You know what I mean? You guys just heard Eugene, telling us, talking about the the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. You know, when they talk about the Eagles and they talk about a comparable team with talent, Baltimore is who I would put up, who I would compare to Philadelphia. What do you think about that, Eugene?
Again, that's my prediction for the ship. So I agree. Right there with you.
Mm. How's Lamar looking? Have you been looking at him?
This is a Philadelphia bird section. We will talk about Lamar.
Oh,
It's my time.
oh. Hey, you want me to leave you at the helm?
We're gonna need some comprehensive discussion for that, man. I mean, there's just so much to talk about.
Really? Really? You got a lot to say?
I have a lot to say.
Really?
A whole lot to say.
Damn. I, so you can make the case for why Baltimore is going to make it to the Super Bowl.
It's up to them, right? Like they
Right.
got to line up and bang pads. So I'm just, in terms of a preview, in terms of
Mhm.
assessing talent with demonstrated performance,
Right.
right? No
Right. Yeah.
theory, but have done it. I mean, yeah, we well positioned, well positioned.
Are you always coming from that place when you give your take on teams and stuff like that? Because you rarely do just flat out say a team is this or a team is that. Is that how you do it?
I mean, I'll talk as much as I know, and that's about it. And it's really only like past two, maybe three seasons where I've spent real time watching the game, right? I went like a couple years without caring too much as I was getting into other stuff and really just didn't have time for it. But today I got time, cuz.
I ain't mad at it, man. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Outside of me talking to you about Philadelphia and what you do know about uh uh Baltimore and everything like that, teams that have stood out to you or have, you've noted at this point, who's standing out to you
To be honest, I'm overly excited about this week 1 matchup that we have.
against
Uh,
Buffalo?
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
I didn't I didn't I didn't realize that. I didn't realize and it was in Buffalo.
yeah.
You know what though? I'll say this to you. At least you get in the early game there, a warm game, right?
Yeah, yeah, going up there before it's freezing cold and 10 feet of snow.
uh Eagles collective pilot said if we did lose the first game, it was okay. Yes, I read that. I know, man. I heard Jamie been getting cooked in practices. No, Jair. He said he heard Jair has been getting cooked in practices. Good, good.
Pretty early on, we got that Chiefs, game. We got that rematch.
We got them week 2, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that'll be a good one for me to watch to get some perspective on our upcoming game against them. I think we play them 2 weeks later. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we also have Denver and Philadelphia, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think they only come. I think everybody else has to go out. I know Dallas has to actually go to Denver to play. Have you ever played in Denver?
Yeah.
So is it how can you speak to the whole thin air thing?
So here's all I can say about playing in Denver
Mm.
because I got knocked out in the first drive of our game there. Yeah, that's about it. We played them 2015, and yeah, just a weird deal. On like the third play of the game, I got tapped. I got my head hit, and then it hit the ground too, like the
Ooh,
double whammy of getting
ooh,
concussed. So
ooh,
yeah,
ooh, bang, bang.
yeah.
Ooh.
That air is different out there, though. Even if you're not playing ball, you're just taking a visit to Denver, right? You're just going out. Maybe you're going skiing. Maybe you're just going to stay in the city. That air is different, and you can't prepare for it.
Thank you, Dana. You have a good rest of the day too. And like I said, make sure, hey, share this, share it. Tell everybody they're more than welcome to come to the bird section. You know what I'm saying? So it is different.
Oh yeah, without a
Oh,
doubt. That elevation
yeah,
completely
yeah,
adds a level that
yeah.
Everyone's gonna feel.
Yeah,
Coaches
yeah.
on the sideline gonna be feeling it too.
Yeah. I remember being in Denver for Women's Grow their leadership council, their leadership
Mhm.
meeting or whatnot. And being out there and that's when I met Hope and and Dashita and all them was out there. And I was like, I remember thinking to myself, like, damn, and they and y'all smoking out here? Shit. It's like you can feel it. You can feel it, especially you take a long walk. It's like, good God Almighty. Okay, got you. Now I see. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, we gotta, we gotta, we're gonna have to get some of the friends on here too, man. We're gonna have to get some of your guys on here. You know what I'm saying? We gotta I can't take another season of Xavier talking shit. I can't. You know what I'm saying? And it's all my fault because I gave him all the fucking uh 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 things he needed to get on me about, but I gotta get his ass back. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta talk shit to Jared. So we're gonna have to get them guys on here. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to tell the folks here? Because I'm about to shut this down.
Oh
We've been on
nah,
here
man,
for an
we're
hour, man.
good. We're getting close to week one, so
Yeah,
enjoy this
man.
last preseason game, but it's about to get real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Look, y'all, keep an eye on on the notifications when the bird section's coming on. Y'all know how I do. I just be popping in when I want to go live, but I definitely make sure I have the videos all set up so we can get get our talk on live. You know what I'm saying? And again, get some of you guys in here and get a chance to express yourselves, okay? You know what I'm saying? With that, I'm gonna say thank you again, Eugene, for coming into the bird section. You know what I'm saying? At some point, he's gonna be running this too. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a different bird, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know what it is. Y'all know who it is. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Leo with the bird section. Thanks, everybody. I'll see y'all soon.